Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my review of Danganronpa, the animation, episode 11, entitled The Junk Food of Despair for Racing Through Youth. Not normal arc with not in parentheses. So, yeah, wow. I'll tell you right now that we're leading up to the season finale. There's just one more episode after this. 12 episodes. Now, I did have some problems with this episode as well. But let's get into it after the summary, though. Alright. After conducting their investigation, during which Byakuya has Makoto investigate Kyoko's room, the class trial begins. Byakuya accuses Kyoko, who has no alibi, but she curiously brings up evidence that effectively negates Makoto's alibi, believing the cause of Mukuro's death to be a blow to the back of the head. Byakuya points out a locker key found in Kyoko's room, which opens a dojo locker containing steel arrows that could be used as blunt instruments. Although this appears to be contradicted by the fact that Byakuya has had the key to Kyoko's room the entire time, Makoto considers the possibility that Kyoko could have used the key she stole from Monokuma, which is basically the master key that can open up every single room in the building. Noticing Kyoko's desperation that she not be found guilty, Makoto decides to believe her and not reveal her key, questioning the odd nature of the trial. However, Monokuma suddenly declared an abrupt end to the trial, declaring Makoto to be called the culprit, because basically Kyoko started accusing him. She was backed into a corner and she started to try to frame him for the crime. Alright. Makoto is placed on a conveyor belt leading to a crusher, but he is miraculously saved from being executed thanks to a virus left behind by Alter Ego, and falls safely into a garbage dump below. Sometime later, Kyoko throws herself down the garbage chute to aid Makoto, providing him with food and a means of escape. Kyoko explains how the mastermind originally intended for Makoto to become the victim, planning to frame planning to frame her for the murder and have her executed instead. Whilst making their way up the giant ladder, Kyoko states she has regained some of her memories, revealing herself to be the super high school level detective who had come to Hope's Peak Academy to meet her father, the headmaster, who she is not on good terms with. Arriving back inside the academy, Makoto and Kyoko confront Monokuma, calling his bluff that simply executing Makoto again would not prove that hope cannot defeat despair. Thus, they propose a final all-or-nothing class trial with everyone's lives on the line, which basically means if they fail, all the students will be executed, in which the students must not only determine Mukuro's killer, but also solve all the mysteries of Hope's Peak Academy. And that pretty much sums up what happened in this episode. Okay then. Wow. like everyone else, I honestly thought that Makoto was gonna die, you know, despite being the main character, of course. Like, very few series where they'll kill off the main character. The only two I can think of off the top of my head would be Death Note and Code Geass. Alright, and, you know, there's lots of series that come close to it, but unless you're talking about, like, a hardcore shonen series, there's no real series that come that close to it. Honestly, like, he was so close to being crushed. Alright. So, yeah. Now, one of the problems I have in this episode... So, well, first off, let me get into the positive out of the way. The animation is pretty good, as always, and the pacing is pretty decent, as always, alright? That kind of remains consistent over the course of the series. But something I like to... Well, one of my problems I have with the series is Kyoko. Now, she is still my favorite character because she's probably... Yeah, she's definitely the smartest character out of all of them, and she's definitely their only means of escape at this point, but... Really, as soon as she was backed into a fucking corner, she started accusing Makoto. Like... She's the calm, cool, and collected character always, but as soon as she's backed into a corner, she starts accusing the one who trusted her the most in that trial. It's like, really? Like, I don't know, maybe she, I mean, and sure, Makoto was saved, but, I don't know, maybe she knew about Alter Ego, or that Alter Ego sent a virus through the system, so she knew that Makoto would be saved. I don't know, but that was never even addressed in the first place, so we really have no grounds to stand on with that. So yeah, I kind of wish, if that is the case, that would have been addressed, because it wouldn't have surprised me, considering this is Kyoko, or this is Kirigiri we're talking about here. But, seriously, I mean, I wish something like that would have been addressed, you know, maybe Makoto flipping out over her or something for her betraying his trust, and then Kirigiri explaining that she knew about Alter Ego's virus in the system and whatnot, so that he'd be saved no matter what. Alright, that would have been a lot better, I honestly think. Also, the fact that Kirigiri's memory coming back so spontaneously, it's just like, okay, it was kind of random and abrupt, but okay then, you know. And not really her memories being back, but her memories starting to come back to her. I just thought it was kind of random. Alright. So that's another problem that I had with this episode, but also we don't seem, at least so far, to be really getting into the whole thing with Mukuro, or whoever, Mukuro, like Isusaba or whatever, the 16th student, basically. So yeah, I really think that we should, you know, maybe the 16th student has some really close connection with the mastermind or something. Right, that'd actually be really interesting, I think. So yeah, but overall though, other than my complaints, this episode was still pretty good. There's one episode left, and I don't see how they'll successfully tie up all the loose ends in just one more episode. Because, I mean, not only do they have to find out the true true killer. Alright, so if it is one of them, then obviously there will be another death next episode. Alright, or another execution next episode, alright? But they also have to find out, I would assume, who the principal is. They have to find out the truth about Mono Bear, who the mastermind is, also what the connection between the students happens to be, because remember earlier, Alter Ego showed them pictures of some of the dead students hanging out with one another. Alright, So clearly they had some sort of a connection in the past, but maybe they had their memories taken away, like Yuri did. You know, maybe every single student that was there actually had some sort of connection with one another. But it's kind of weird because both Sakura and Asahina remembered each other. They remember that they were best friends. Alright. So their memories weren't wiped. So it's kind of weird, I think. But still, and also, I really hope that it explains exactly how the mastermind would take away someone's memories as well. You know, I really hope that this tries to take time out to explain that. And also, you know, finding out more about the 16th student as well. You know, and ultimately the truth about Hope's Peak Academy. There's a lot that needs to be explained, and I don't see how they're going to do that in the next episode. They'd have to pace it pretty fast in order to explain all of that, and I honestly believe that all of that needs to be explained. Alright. So there's a lot of questions here, and I'm kind of thinking they maybe should have taken it to 13 episodes or something, because in 2 more episodes, I think they could end every loose end perfectly, honestly. I really do, and if they had 2 more episodes, but they don't, they only have 1. By the way, I just want to explain something for next episode. Alright. Check out this fucking title of the next episode. How the super high school level unlucky student bewitched the super high school level murderer, the super high school level execution, and the super high school level despair. Really? I'm definitely going to have to put the initials of that one in there, in the title of the next episode review. See, I think I'll be lucky if even that fits. God damn it. But anyways, though, what else is there left to say, really? I don't think anything else. So basically, when next episode comes out, which it will be on the 19th, so in a couple days, it's going to come out. I'm doing this on the 17th at basically 1 o'clock a.m. I'm recording this right now, right after I finish watching the episode. So when next episode comes out, I'll watch it and review it, of course, and then right after that, I'll do my review of the actual series as a whole, Danganronpa the animation, because we're coming to a close to the series, and we're coming to a close to a lot of the anime series for this season, like, and even Attack on Titan, which was one from the spring season. I mean, of course, Blood Lad already ended, and I already reviewed it, but still. Anyways, though, enough about that, though. Anyways, overall, the episode was still good, but it just had some things in it that I needed to complain about, and I don't really know how they're going to tie up every single loose end, and then in one more episode, honestly. So, yeah. But anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.